Alright, welcome back to TEW 2020, the new era. We are here for another edition of Monday Night Raw. I'm sorry if I sound a little quieter than usual. It's because I have a headache right now, but I really wanted to record a video, so we're getting this. And, yeah, we got Raw here tonight. Before I run down the card of what we have pre-booked, I made a note to look through my notepad. How do I do this without showing you guys shit? Fuck, I don't know if there is a way. Okay, there we go. Got the notepad here, short little cut. Basically, just a bunch of stuff happened in between the Cruiserweight Classic and this episode. I hired Bryce Remsburg to get some more, referees, and he was good friends with Brody Lee, so it worked out there. Got a little boost for him getting hired. Woods and Baron Corbin had like two things happen on social media. So now if you look at their personal info, it says that they are good friends. Tamina's contract ran out. I did not fire her. Nothing bad happened. Her contract ran out, and I felt we didn't need to renew it. I felt her style of wrestling, I'm trying to get more so Mark-ish in the future with our superstars, just getting guys that are really good in the ring. And no disrespect to Tamina, but she just can't keep up with some of the women we have, like a Sasha Banks, a Bayley, any of the Four Horsewomen, Asuka, who's still in NXT at the moment. I talked to Evolve, and I felt either this or 2017 was around the time when Evolve started getting developmental guys from the WWE. So I had a talk with Evolve, and now they're accepting some developmental guys. A lot of the guys in the Cruiserweight Classic that aren't going straight to the main roster will be working in Evolve because I feel that fits them more, along with a few of those tough enough guys that I had just to kind of cut down on NXT. And the reason I did this is because I asked the forums what the best way for developmental talent to develop is, and one person replied and they said it's best to keep the roster smallish and just have a constant schedule running, like 5 to 6 days a week of just like live shows. So that's what I'm doing. We have 4 live shows going for NXT, along with the weekly Wednesday night NXT wrestling, and then a not so monthly, like 4 times a year NXT takeover. So that's the schedule. Hopefully that helps some of you out if your guys aren't developing that well in developmental. And then I decided to write down the backstage incidents that happened. Strowman did something that boosted morale, and Woods did something that sent his ass to Wrestler's Court, where The Undertaker just made him buy drinks and shit. So, there we go. That's the notepad. We're going to have another quick cut to not show anything on the front page of shit. And then the card that we have for tonight is Jack Swagger is going to take on Samoa Joe. Ankle lock versus Coquina Clutch. Joe is just hungry for fights. That's basically the story of this match we've got booked. And then we have Hideo Itami versus Sheamus. The rematch from SummerSlam is finally happening after Sheamus cheated to win to beat Hideo Itami. Can Hideo Itami actually topple the Irish green Sheamus? What? Whatever. Can he do it, or is Sheamus just better and he just cheated for no reason? We're going to find out right now. So before we get into the show, and when I said right now, I wasn't talking about the fucking Sheamus Hideo Itami match. I just meant that's going to happen on the show. Basically, DIY, both members, both Johnny and Tommaso, wanted to be called up, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to yet, so I called them up to see what kind of performances they get. And I probably should have done this on the Cruiserweight Classic to really see what their individual performance rating would be. But 52 and 47 isn't bad. They're actually already recognizables. I think they both have about 48 pop or close to 50. So maybe we'll see DIY get called up soon. Maybe not. But this was on the pre-show. So let's get into the regular show. Yeah, I love that show. So we open with a cold open, and basically what I mean by a cold open, I've explained this before, I think. Basically, the intro music video doesn't play until after this segment. So we're in the parking lot, and Randy Orton's there. He's looking around for somebody. We don't know who. And then eventually Cesaro is the one that comes up to him. And he's like, yeah, I'm the one that texted you. I guess he knew that, whatever. Cesaro was the one that texted Orton to meet him. And Cesaro's like, the reason I text you is because we got to put a stop to this New Authority BS, dude. It's going to start ruining the show again. No one's going to get enough spotlight that deserves it. Just those Authority geeks. And Orton says, yeah, I totally agree, dude. And I actually know somebody who could really help us out immensely. What are we trying to do? And then Cesaro's like, oh, we're going to call them out. At the end of the show, we're going to call out the New Authority. We're going to face them face to face. No BS. None of that, no shenanigans. We're going to put them in their place. And the one's like, yeah, I got someone who could help us. So then the intro plays, and then when we come back from the intro, we get a short little Golden Dustin Rhodes promo. Basically, R-Truth has a matchup next, and Golden Dustin Rhodes is like, here's your big shot, Truth. Make it count. You want a match against me? I know you're not worthy. Show me that you are. That's basically all he says. It's like a, 40-second promo. And then we get into the R-Truth match, and R-Truth beats some local guy named Eric Cannon. I've never heard of this guy, but I really liked it. I really liked this picture. He's really good, and he's not a bad worker. I thought about hiring up, but he is 35, so I don't think he's going to be getting a full-time contract anytime soon. Yeah, so R-Truth beats him, and the story of this match is, yeah, R-Truth's still a little goofy before and after the match, but once he's in that ring, he takes everything seriously. He fully takes his opponent, even though it's Eric Cannon, seriously, because he really wants this match with Golden Dustin Rhodes. He wants to show Dustin that he isn't just some jobber comedy guy. He just likes to have fun a lot. And the reason I'm doing this and not turning R-Truth into a complete comedy geek is because I love R-Truth. I loved his run as The Truth Ron Killings in TNA. That was fucking awesome, and it's a shame that he was just always this comedy guy in WWE, and I'm trying to not necessarily right that wrong per se, but give him a little more credibility than he, eventually gets to. We then get a David Otunga interview. I don't really do interviews that much because, I don't know, some saves I'll have interviews twice a show for a few months, and then some saves it's just like no interviews, and that's just one of these saves. And I have Otunga interviewing him. And Otunga says, I'm here with Erick Rowan, who asked to be interviewed here tonight. Rowan, I'm surprised you could even talk. Rowan immediately turns to him and he's like, what? Is that what you thought we were? Just a bunch of some weirdos that couldn't say anything, talk, did all Bray Wyatt's bidding for him. You thought that's all we were? Did you forget about in 2014 when the Wyatt family disbanded the first time? Did you forget? I'm a genius, David. And I'm tired of being disrespected by people like you. You see, Bray's got some sort of spell he puts on us. I'm not sure if it's magic or just really good manipulation. But that's why we got back together. You get sucked into some trans, and you just do whatever Bray Wyatt tells you, and it took me and Harper a long time to break out of it back in 2014, and then he just sucked us right back in, and I'm finally free, and I really hope Harper and Strowman can see that. David Otunga immediately shakes this off. He's like, come on, Rowan, mind control? I'm sure I wouldn't get sucked in by some sort of hillbilly. And Rowan is pissed at that line. He throws him against the wall. He just yells, don't ever disrespect me again. It's not that simple. And then he just, boom, one big boot right to Otunga. And Otunga is fucking out cold. Out like a light on off switch. He is dead. And this is basically going to write David Otunga off of television because his contract's coming up and I'm not planning to renew him. I don't really have much use for him. He's technically interviewing Rowan right here, but I didn't even rate him on anything because his stats just aren't that good. So, David Otunga, this is going to be the last time we see him. We then get a backstage segment with all three members of the New Day, and this is basically in regards, Big E does have a match later on tonight against Bobby Roode, and last week when Kofi Kingston had his match against Austin Aries, Austin and Bobby Roode cheated to win. Big E couldn't do much, and Xavier Woods is like, guys, I saw that, and I know you weren't there for me, but I know what these guys are. I know that wasn't your choice, so I'm going to be there for you guys. I'm going to make sure there's no shenanigans that happen, and Woods, and E, you're winning this match. We then go to commercial. When we come back, both Sin Cara and The Miz are already in the ring. They get the jobber entrances, both of them. And before the match can start, the ref's about to ring the bell. Miz is like, hold on a second, hold on. Management's really putting me against Sin Cara? Sin Cara? Dude, you haven't been relevant since 2012. Alright, management, since you want to put me up against Sin Cara, I'll show you how low down Sin Cara is on the totem pole. Alright? Even though this match was just scheduled to be a nice tune-up match for the both of us, get us both fresh, I was just heinously attacked by Golden Dustin Rhodes, and Sin Cara hasn't been on television. I'm gonna put my Intercontinental Championship on the line, and Sin Cara ain't gonna do anything about it. Sin Cara immediately jumps Miz before the bell, not trying to waste this opportunity. And before we get into the match, I'm changing Maurice's gimmick. It was a seductress, which was rated as awful, and I kind of want to give her a more high society, kind of like movie star. I didn't want to say movie star's wife, because that's kind of like, it's kind of weird to say. But high society, that fits the gimmick. And initial rating, a great. Sucks she doesn't wrestle, but, gives her some psychology during her promos. So, Sin Cara jumps the Miz before the bell. He doesn't want to waste this opportunity. Sin Cara, many people are saying, Sin Cara's 1 foot out the door. He doesn't have much time left in the WWE. And Sin Cara gives Miz one hell of a challenge here tonight. It goes 10 and a half minutes, and Sin Cara gets about, Miz gets about 35% of the offense in this match. And this is because Sin Cara has simply nothing to lose. What's going to happen? He loses, his spot doesn't change. He wins a championship. So Miz gets about 35% about the offense. And Sin Cara's looking to hit the Swanton Bomb. And I think that's his finisher. So Sin Cara's looking to hit the Swanton Bomb. Miz trips the ref a little. Ref's distracted with him. While that's happening, Maurice hits the top rope. Sin Cara goes nuts first into the turnbuckle, falls forward onto the mat. Miz rolls him up for the little cheeky win to get defense number 3 of the Intercontinental Championship. 79 rated match. This was all Miz, and that's mainly because he's really over, but geez, nice job. So we are backstage, and they're outside of some sort of office. We don't really see the door. We don't see the name on the door yet. It's Cesaro and Randy Orton. Cesaro asks Orton, he's like, are you sure this guy's going to help? Orton's like, I'm sure this guy's going to help. Camera then pans up, and it's the office of co-general manager Shane McMahon. They go in, and they give the pitch to Shane McMahon. They're like, here's our plan. We're going to need backup, and we need someone with authority to help us. You're not the authority, but you've got authority. We need your help. And Shane says, as much as I want to rid Raw of this new authority, I'm not the guy for backup. I'm the one that needs to make moves out of the ring. And plus, I got this deal, and it's just, I'm really busy right now. I know I should really be helping more, but I'm positive you guys can handle this new authority thing. So, Cesaro and Orton leave empty-handed, and Shane McMahon once again picks up that phone. He's dealing with that thing on the phone. That's what he meant by deal when Shane said deal. It's this guy on this phone that keeps calling him and bugging him. And Orton and Cesaro leave empty-handed, but Cesaro then says, Orton, I got someone in mind. 92 rated segment. Good stuff. Good stuff. Once again, here's a Bray promo, and I'm not going to cut the promo because I'm not good at Bray promos. There's only one man good at Bray promos, and that's Bray. So I'm just going to tell you what he says. And basically, he says he is offended by what Rowan said. There is no mind control or manipulation going on. And how dare you for saying that? You will face your consequences in the form of Braun Strowman. Sets up a match next week. The second Bray Wyatt announces that Braun and Rowan are going to have a match next week, Braun kind of like jolts. He's like, what? But it's very subtle. I don't know why it was so hard for me to get past this fucking promo. We then get the SummerSlam rematch. Hideo Itami, Sheamus. Match goes about 15 minutes, and it's all going smooth for Hideo Itami. Hideo Itami clearly is wrestling better than Sheamus, but once again, Sheamus distracts the ref somehow, maybe like hits him in the arm. Ref starts selling the fucking arm like he got shot. Sheamus picks up a weapon from the outside. Woods rushes down to the ring. He knew this was going to happen. Woods, after getting costed the Universal number 1 contenders 4-way by Sheamus via Sheamus cheating, he's not going to let Hideo Itami get cheated out of another win. So Woods rushes down to the ring, grabs the weapon, rushes out of the ring. Hideo Itami hits the shotgun kick immediately and picks up the pinfall victory. Hideo Itami beats Sheamus. Now, the reason I didn't have Hideo Itami go over on the pay-per-view was because Sheamus didn't want to go over. Sheamus didn't want to take the pin. Sheamus was like, no, I'm extremely unhappy at this. So I just let Sheamus win, but I had him cheat. And since it's not the pay-per-view, I had Hideo Itami win, and I protected Sheamus. So there we go. Sheamus takes the pin. So we are then backstage, this time in the other general manager's office, Stephanie McMahon. Steph has called Neville into her office, and on both sides of her are Chris Jericho and Big Show. Steph tells Neville that Big Show is not happy with the way things went. He is not happy being screwed out of a win against Neville last week. And Big Show wants a rematch, and she's going to give it to her. But this time, Randy Orton will not be allowed at ringside. If Randy Orton, or hell, even Cesaro shows up at ringside, they're fired. Immediately fired. And if Neville even touches Big Show before the match, then Neville is fired. You know what? In fact, I'm going to help you out, Neville. I'm going to have these 2 nice security guards, who I didn't get dev guys for because I already called up DIY. These 2 nice security guards are going to escort you to the locker room. You can get your stuff. You can go. No hassle needed. Stephanie and Jericho did not know about Cesaro and Randy Orton's plan, but this is just kind of a happy coincidence that Neville might not be there for backup for Randy Orton and Cesaro. Next segment. Come on, I clicked it. Alright, so we go to commercial, and when we return, the Vaudevillains are both in the ring, and they call out the Usos. The Usos come out, and face-to-face, the Vaudevillains are like, we want our match, because we're going to kick your ass, or something like that. And this is basically like 2 weeks ago, the Vaudevillains and the Usos had a match that got thrown out because the Ascension wanted to interfere and just make the match a huge debacle. Aiden English and Simon Gotch are like, you gave them their match, now we want our match. Usos then say, you got it, but be careful what you wish for. Jay then super kicks Aiden, and Gotch immediately jumps into action, nails both the Usos with the microphone across the head. Shit probably hurt like hell. And that's how we end this segment. I didn't mention this, but the Vaudevillains were dicks the entire time, so Jay and Jimmy weren't just being assholes when they super kicked them. They were just trying to give the Vaudevillains a little bit of their own medicine, and it backfired. We then have Jack Swagger versus Samoa Joe, and I'm going to be honest, guys, do I really need to pretend like Samoa Joe isn't winning this match? This match goes 9.5 minutes, and Samoa Joe picks up the victory. He only got a 64, basically 100. But the match got a 70, and that's because I think Joe's only at 60 pop. So that's good for him getting a 64. And after the match, Joe he's only sweating a little. Like, yeah, it kind of worked him. It worked him a lot more than facing Del Rio did or facing Heath Slater, I think he did. But he's still rushing with adrenaline. Joe grabs a mic from the ring announcer, being like, the guy that's I don't know who's ring announcer. I think it's Lillian Garcia at this point. He grabs the microphone from the ring announcer and just yells in the mic, "Come on, that was nothing. Someone else come out here and step up to the Samoan submission machine." No one comes out for about 30 seconds. Joe then says, "You see that? I've only been on Raw for a little less than a month, and the entire locker room is already scared of me." Joe pauses, then right before he can speak again, Roman Reigns' music hits. The burnout. Roman Reigns' music hits. Joe is shook. He fucking drops the mic. He is unprepared. He was expecting a guy like Titus O'Neil to come out. Not Roman Reigns, who he took out with the Coquina Clutch, refusing to break it. Roman rushes to the ring, nails Joe with a Superman punch. Reigns goes for the spear. He does the fucking ooh-ah bullshit. Joe catches him immediately, puts him in an armbar. After a good 30 seconds of struggle in the armbar, Roman Reigns does the spot where he fucking lifts Joe up with his one hand, powerbomb, boom. Joe gets up after the powerbomb, another Superman punch, rolls out of the ring, and furiously does the fucking thing where he draws a line across his throat with his thumb. And the announcers say that they've just got, a minute passes, right? Joe leaves. Roman's fucking taunting with the crowd, and the announcers then say they've just got word that Roman Reigns and Samoa Joe will have their match at Cyber Sunday. Woo! Yeah. Nice. Good shit. 77. I was hoping for a little better, but what can you do? Randy Orton and Cesaro try to align with Neville. This was the man that Cesaro was talking about. I kind of spoiled that earlier. My bad. They come across Neville, look at him for a while. Cesaro asks him the question, "Hey, bro, we need backup. You want to help us?" Neville's like, "Dude, I can't." All right? Big Show comes out. I'm fucking fired. I got these security guards nagging me, and I got to go. All right? He's already got his stuff. He's got all his stuff in his hands, and the security guards are still nudging him along as he says it, so he just cuts himself short and leaves. A little frustrated, Orton and Cesaro once again come up empty-handed. Orton then says, "You know what? We're forgetting who we are. I'm the Viper. You're the Swiss Superman. We don't need any backup. We got this." And then they go out. But we have a main event first. Don't forget. But before that main event, we then go to commercial and come back, and Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy are just backstage being themselves. Just a couple guys being dudes, dapping up the Usos. They come across the Usos backstage. Usos are still selling their foreheads from earlier. They got the ice packs there. Enzo and Cass dap them up. Usos are like, "Hey, bro, we're cool. Enzo and Cass then come across the Ascension, who, if you don't remember, Enzo beat Connor a few weeks ago thanks to, I believe, the Usos. And Enzo and Cass just kind of playfully mock. And they're just like, "Hey, look at this guy. Connor, you still feeling the effects of me a few weeks ago?" Like, they're playfully mocking, but they still don't like the Ascension. And the Ascension are pissed. And before Enzo can keep going, they take out Cass's knees immediately. Cass can't stand. The Ascension then kick the shit out of Enzo Amore. The Ascension grab a pipe, beat down Enzo. Enzo starts calling for the Usos. He's like, "Usos, help me, help me." And the Usos, it looks like they're ignoring him, but it is possible that they're far enough away they can't hear him. Maybe their ears are still ringing. Regardless, the Usos don't come to help, and the Ascension kick the shit out of Enzo for running his mouth. Now it's time for our main event. Yeah, Bobby Roode and Big E won the main event spot. Actually got a 79, which is pretty good. So, story of this match is it goes 16 and a half minutes. It's a pretty good match. And all's going well for the New Day. Woods being there, he's able to keep Austin Aries in check while Kofi's there to make sure Bobby Roode isn't cheating. So, all's going good. And then, near the end of the match, Sheamus comes running down from the crowd, hits Xavier Woods with a bro kick. The whole debacle is fucking distracting the referee. Kofi Kingston is trying to get the ref to go back to the match despite his boy just got laid out. But this whole altercation got the ref's attention, and it allowed Austin Aries to slide in a chair. Bobby Roode hit Big E with the chair a few times, locked him in the arm trap crossface. Finally, Sheamus leaves. right at that moment. How convenient. Sheamus leaves right at the moment where Big E is put in the arm trap crossface, and is that just the fucking regular crossface? What's the... Alright, whatever. He's put in the crossface, and Big E taps out. Bobby Roode wins the match once again via cheating, and now it is time for our main event segment. All these people clear out of the ring, make way for Cesaro and Randy Orton. Cesaro and Orton, they call Kevin Owens out. No answer. No answer. Orton then tells Cesaro, yeah, that's typical Triple H. He's been a spineless coward since he recruited me for Evolution back in 2003. Always having someone else do his dirty work. Always trying to avoid confrontation unless it's confrontation he wants. Spineless coward. Cesaro then tries to continue his promo. He did have a message. So, despite Owens and Triple H not showing up, there was a message to be had. But before he can get that message, Owens and Triple H come in from the crowd. Get him from behind. Brawl then commences. A brawl commences, and Cesaro and Randy Orton don't back down. They keep going. Triple H is getting up there in age. He can't fight just as well. Orton then hits Triple H with some sort of move. Triple H rolls out of the ring. Cesaro is about to hit the neutralizer on Kevin Owens when Triple H rolls in with a sledgehammer. Triple H smashes Cesaro's elbow with the sledgehammer before he hits the neutralizer. But Orton almost hits an RKO on Owens. Owens barely counters, scurries away, gets hit again with the sledgehammer. Triple H and Kevin Owens have laid out the Universal Champion and Randy Orton. And that is how we end this episode of Monday Night Raw. Yes, it's a heavy heat segment, but that's it for the TV viewers. But I didn't feel right, so this is a post-show segment. This is just to send the fans home happy. Triple H and Kevin Owens, they have a microphone, they just start doing a generic, we're the best, this, just to send the fans home happy. Orton hits an RKO on Triple H. Cesaro hits a pretty good uppercut on Kevin Owens. Those two run away. The fans in attendance get a happy ending, so they don't fucking run away and never come back. And that's how the entire show ends. 84 for this edition of Monday Night Raw. Pretty good. I just forgot how to talk today. I don't know why. There's going to be so many times where I'm just like, bleh, 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 that I have to fucking edit out. So that sucks. I really wish I knew why my fucking speeches get worse by the day. So there's that. But I hope to see you for the next... I'm gonna fucking cut this short right here because it's my recording says I've been going for 29 minutes. So I hope you guys show up for the next episode of either Monday Night Raw or SmackDown Live or hell, even the Cruiserweight Classic. I just hope to see you there.